The ANC promised to lead us into an era of enlightenment, of rationality, of the rule of law, of evidence-based decision-making, of non-racialism, of constitutionalism. That's what they promised us. And they delivered to us the National Democratic Revolution, which is the exact opposite of all of that.
Please go check out rebelstoresza.com. Their winter range is now available. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Joe Emilio Show. This is your Reel Moment. Reel Moments are clips taken from a longer interview. That long interview can be found linked in the description below. And if you want to support the channel, there is a link in the description which will take you to my website where there are various ways and options for you to donate. Donating is not a must, but it's greatly appreciated. And also, subscribing is always free. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, your real moment is in. Almost like you've come out and you're like, you know what, the gloves are off. I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can in this book. You're not going to hide feelings. Not going to that's kind of the tone almost. And if you don't mind, I want to read, and I'll put context to it because if I just read the sentence, everyone's going to have a hernia. But let me just read this paragraph very quickly. And this is where I return to Ibrahim X. Kendi's logic, referred to in the previous chapter, and I quote, "You have black people," he said, "who are in policymaking positions and use those policymaking decisions to institute or defend policies that harm black people. If those people were white, we would be calling them what they are, racists. If they're black, they're no different. They're racists." And then you say, it's an end quote, and then you say, he's right. The ANC has turned out to be amongst the biggest racists ever to rule South Africa. Probably my favorite line in the entire book.
It's absolutely true.
Absolutely
it is. I mean, true. Their policies have been perfect. Their policies have done as much harm to black South Africans as any previous regime in the country has.
Yeah. And the thing that I think that boggles my mind about South Africans is I used to, so let me also explain because we just met now. So I wasn't born in South Africa, but I have a South African mother and we moved here in 2007. And I look at now 2021, and I look at just from 2007 to 2021, the regression that has happened, the downward spiral that has taken place, ESCOM, the list can go on and on. We all know what they are. And I haven't seen progress in terms of like economy, technology, any of that stuff. It's just been going down. And 2 years ago, I started to, venture into politics a little bit. Okay, what's going on? Why this is supposed to be a developing country, almost first world country. We had the FIFA World Cup here. Talks about the Olympics were going to come here. I don't know what happened about that. Probably we don't have the infrastructure. And now we have no electricity. At one point it was almost stage 8 electricity. It was crazy. And when I started to ask those questions, I started to realize I felt that everything I had been told about the ANC was a lie. Because I was also in that boat of, ANC is going to bring the Rainbow Nation. They're fighting for righteousness and all that stuff. And there was a point where even I was like, BBE or which is triple BEE isn't necessarily a bad thing. But boy, when you start reading the policies and when you start really examining and researching, you got to ask yourself, how did we get here? And it's the ANC.
Exactly. And the big turning point for us came in 1997, very early on, as I said, with the policy of cadre deployment. And that was the genesis of state capture and all the corruption that we're seeing now. And my chapter 2 of the book is called The Great Betrayal, because it is about what we were promised and what was delivered. And the trouble is, it wasn't human error, it was a genuine betrayal. The ANC promised to lead us into an era of enlightenment, of rationality, of the rule of law, of evidence-based decision-making, of non-racialism, of constitutionalism. That's what they promised us. And they delivered to us the National Democratic Revolution, which is the exact opposite of all of that. It's got nothing to do with democratic or anything else. It's about the party controlling the state and the state controlling society, which is the Leninist concept of revolution. And so promising us enlightenment and democracy and all the values that are supposedly entrenched in our constitution, they gave us the exact opposite. And that is a massive betrayal. And that is what we need to be talking about much more openly.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your real moment. Once again, a link to the full video is in the description below. And this is your second reminder to please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like, it really goes far. And please share this video with people who you think may find this interesting. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.